What's up, guys? BARRYGAMING here, back with some more Infinite Magicraid, and today we're going to be talking about gear. Now, I know a lot of people have been constantly asking, like, Barry, we need a gear guide. What gear do I pick for this hero? What about this hero? What do I be? Slow down. I know everybody wants to get the most optimal start possible with the exact right gear sets for every hero, but it's going to take some time to figure out what is really the best. But what we can do is we can go over what each gear set can do and give you some examples of heroes that would probably do good with that type of gear, and then you can kind of extrapolate off of that to figure out, hey, my hero is kind of a similar style hero with direct damage. I want to go for this, or maybe my damage dealer is a huge dot damage dealer. Maybe I want to go for mastery. So hopefully you guys enjoy this one. Hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel or you're returning and you haven't done it just yet. And let's get going, talk about the forge and gear. Okay, so we have had some big events coming through already. We have more coming live as well. And you might have noticed in these events, you've been getting some of these either ingots or ores or something like that. And you might be wondering what exactly to do with them because you're kind of saving them. You're like, I don't want to use them on the wrong set of gear for my hero types. Well, first what we should go over is what the types of gear actually do. One quick way to understand what they can do is go to any one of your heroes, hit the details information button right here. You'll see the actual stats of your hero. Beyond that, you want to click this more button down here because this gives you a little bit of a breakdown and a little bit more information telling you exactly how it affects your hero. So you have basic things like attack, HP, defense, speed, affects the recovery time of your turn meters, crit rate, crit damage. All those seem pretty normal. There are a few that you really want to take a look at. So hit effects. It's very basic. Affects the chance of effect hit. So it doesn't go into that much detail. Things like, debuffs, crowd control, those types of things. If you have hit effect on a hero with that, you're going to have a much higher chance to have that effect actually take place. And the opposite side, effect resistance, is going to be a chance of resisting debuffs. It can be useful in PvE. It can definitely be useful in PvP. Both of these I usually think of more of like a PvP attribute, but they can help in PvE depending on the skill and the hero you're using. Mastery affects the damage by dot debuff. So if you're running a team lineup that has like tons and tons of dot damage and that's how you're doing all your damage, you might want to consider using a mastery set on that hero. Healing affects the healing given, so not what you are receiving in healing, but if you're on a healer hero like Maya or Liz, this will help you out. Leech is the percentage of HP restored based on the damage dealt. So you can see like right here on my Serena, I have 5%. So 5% of the damage I deal returns back as health for me. Piercing ignores the target's defense at a certain proportion. So if you have piercing, that can be really good because it counteracts the defense stat, which is just straight up damage reduction in this game, which is interesting. And last is tenacity. Is interesting. It reduces the crit damage taken. So a lot of gear sets you'll see might be like defense plus tenacity, and depending on your opponents or the enemies, it might be good. In a lot of situations, I feel like there are better options than going for tenacity, but that kind of covers what is going on. There's a couple ways to get gear in this game. One is, of course, through the world map, grinding through campaign. You see you get certain pieces of gear based on the type of stage you're on. Once you get to hell, you start getting set pieces that are multiple different stats and all over the place. You can kind of just take a look. You get different ones everywhere with, of course, a higher chance with some luck. If you can get that 6-star gear, that is optimal. Another place you can get it is down in your progression bar right here. You can get some really, really good sets. Feather set is amazing for PvP and actually a lot of game modes because speed really does matter in this game. And get a really cool bloodthirsty set, attack, leech, very strong setup right there. Another way you can get them is, of course, one of the things that's an event right now, and that is the Dwarven Ruins. There's 3 different ones you can go for. Each one has a certain type of set that you can kind of go for. So these are like more the defensive slash support style ones. These right here are the unique stats, effect hit, crit rate, defense, and then of course the first one over here with Ifrit is your effect resistance, your tenacity, your crit damage, and your attack stats. So That's kind of one of the other places that you can get a lot of gear. So go in on this event. Of course, the further down the tree you go, the higher chance you have to get much better gear. And of course, there is a random roll between, you know, like settings and everything. Make sure you go in here and do this. I haven't done it on my BlueStacks just yet. But if you click in here, choose your wishes to triple the drop rate. So like if you want attack, make sure you do that. You need to make sure you're paying attention to all of these little buttons over here, because you might just not even know they're there, and you might be screwing yourself out of a chance to get much better gear and more targeted gear. Of course, these ones don't have it as much. The last one down here, you can actually tell it which ones to not do. So make sure you pay attention. You want to make sure you're setting your drop settings. If you're not, or rather you don't care, then you don't have to. But if you want triple high drop rates for like attack value, this is the way to go with it. Now let's get back to the events that are going on, because even like the ones that were in settlement the other day, there's chances to get ingots, there's chances to get ore, and you're going to start acquiring some of these to be used in the forge. Now in the forge, it'll immediately tell you what you can and cannot forge. There's also a button called craft. Let's start with forge. Well, any ores that you get will be able to let you roll basically 4 to 5 star gear. A lot of people aren't going to really care for that as much. What they're really going to want to go for is the ores, or sorry, not the ores, the ingots. There we go. I forgot to click the button. These give you a chance at 5 and 6 star gear, and really you're just going for that 6 star gear. Now, if you're free to play, 5 star gear is very good. But beyond that, just because it's 5 or 6 star doesn't mean it's better than maybe your 4 star gear, because a lot of this depends on the rolls. But I'll show you guys, for example here. I love the wild set. Attack and crit rate is awesome. The slay set is awesome too, because it's all about crit. You get crit rate and crit damage. So you're basically sacrificing 5% crit rate and 8% attack for 15% crit damage. You really just need to weigh what your allies or your heroes need. You'll notice each section of 3 of these take a different type of bar. So I'll show you guys what it looks like here. We'll forge one of these, and you get a single piece of gear. You can tell by this blue hue, this is a elite piece, a rare set basically. Now if we come down here, we have our other ones that we can forge as well. We got a rare 4th star, and we got a rare 4 star. So you can see there's going to be a lot of RNG going on. You can batch forge a bunch of stuff too. I'm not quite sure which one of these I want to use just yet, so I'm going to hold on to these. I kind of want a speed set, but crit rate, leech, and mastery seems... Actually, you know what? I kind of want to bake this. So see, for example, you can hit that 2 button right there. It'll forge 2 of them for you in a row. You'll see I got a 4 star and a 5 star set of gear. So that is the first way that you can manually make gear. You'll also notice there is a craft button up the top left, or top right, sorry. You need to be able to make the formula. These ones up here don't have a formula, but all the other ones do. And I'll show you an example here. So a wild set is essentially a fusion of attack set and crit set. So what you can do is you can chuck a bunch of pieces in here if you have enough to craft a set. Let's actually see if I have enough of anything. I feel like I've got 2 of each. Oh man, I don't have enough. I wish I could do this for you right now to show you. But essentially you need 2 of each set. It doesn't have to, just overall. You can't do like a third one of one and one of the other. But essentially what happens is you will have a % chance to craft. And if there is 1 legendary piece, you'll have a 25% chance to forge a legendary piece. And so on and so forth. If you have 2, it's 50. This is another way that you can build some of these sets that are a little more rare to find. If you really like the feather set, farm up your 2 sets here and your speed set and your HP set, and you can craft them yourself. Both 5 to 6 or 4 to 5. It's up to you, whatever you have. Night set, defense, and all that fun stuff. Yeah, you can craft pretty much any and all of these. Again, like I said, I don't quite have the gear sets. I'm so close to being able to craft them. And you'll notice up here, 5 to 6, you need to have 5 to 6, whereas down here, you just need 4 to 5 pieces. So there's a lot to it. Hopefully this helps you guys understand a little bit more about what each set does. Down the road, when we do talk about heroes, I'm planning on making like an actual holder guide video. I'm going to talk about what the best like gearing options are for them, certain things like that, because beyond that, there are the actual rolls on the equipment. Yeah, so not only do you have to craft the right set, but you need to get the right roll on it to be the one that you want, especially when it comes to your artifacts. These are, like this one right here, healing effect, does nothing for our Serena, but the stats are very good on it, so just because it's legendary, just because it's 6-star, does not mean it is that good for your hero necessarily. So hopefully you guys enjoy this one. Hit that subscribe button. Let me know what other guide videos you want to hear about. I'll see you guys next time.